And there are more opportunities. There need to be a hell of a lot more, but it's at least a start and it's beginning. So I definitely see a change, and that's all for the better good.
We put out lots of content every week, and it's been such a pleasure to be on the show with you, Andres and Jhon. Mucho gusto, Canal Jhon. Gracias.
We are a majority in this country, and we're gonna win the election.
Do you know what the red pill is? A red pill is someone who infiltrates a group and then destroys them from the inside. This place is spooky.
Take it easy.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna go back tomorrow.
I think we should call the sheriff's office.
What is that? What do we do, Amelia?
We die. But we take some of them with us.
Yo quiero felicitarlas.
Bueno,
Déjenme
gracias.
felicitarlas. Mire, desde este inicio, antes de comenzar la entrevista, hago esto, porque eso es lucha contra el racismo, lucha contra todo lo que tenga que ver la discriminación. Este filme, o sea, desprende esos estereotipos. Vea, yo escuché una vez en que varios foros dicen de que donde hay un cine de vanguardia. Entonces, si no es tu película, no sé qué significa cine de vanguardia, porque es una representación sobre lo que tiene que ver el racismo no solo en Virginia, sino gran parte de lo que actualmente está sucediendo en los Estados Unidos. O sea, yo me le quito eso también, acá en Colombia también, pero, o sea, en Estados Unidos yo veo esta película y yo dije, wow, Charlie, por favor, enláceme con Tonya y con Luba, porque no puede ser posible que no he tenido la oportunidad con Andrés de expresarle mis agradecimientos, y más que lo que me tiene sorprendido es la manera como la metáfora se desprende de lo que fue hace 40 años el racismo de los Estados Unidos, que no se ha visto mucho en tanto tiempo, sino obviamente sabemos que películas comerciales no reflejan tanto, pero ver esto y ver de una manera tan independiente, y no solo eso, tan de culto que se va a convertir, eso es lo que la hace importante.
Y tan visceral.
Eso es, y yo quiero preguntarte, iniciar antes de eso, ¿qué diferencia el Red Pill a las películas desde el inicio de que comenzaron las películas contra el racismo de los Estados Unidos hasta la actualidad? ¿Qué diferencia tiene esta película a las demás?
Okay, I don't know if we will translate everything that you said because it's a lot, but I will sum it up. Yes, Jhon is right. Jhon is right, and I agree with him. In fact, I will add some words. But I will start with the question before we say it. It's from Tonya, but also Luba, as you wanted. What is the difference with Red Pill and all the movies that started, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, with all the Black movement? I don't know if it's the Black exploitation were the first one, or there were later movies that deal with the movement, with the anti-racism. What is the main issues, reason that made Red Pill different to all? I will say something, adding to Jhon. Jhon said that if somebody's looking for avant-garde or vanguardist movies, they haven't seen Red Pill, what are they looking for? They got to see this movie. And I say yes, and I agree with him, because we know that there are some movies that deal against the racism, but Tonya, your movie is so visceral, and I was yes, don't hide the parts, show the whole truth, don't be like, oh. And we had to thank you. It's not only an history from Virginia, from the States. In Colombia, we are in the verge from elections, and we are scared. Please, what is the things that make a difference for us? Congratulations, all of you, from this masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
Gracias, gracias, Jhon. Gracias, Andres. I'm going to let Luba speak first.
Oh, wow. First of all, Tonya, you look stunning. You look so happy and healthy. I don't know where you are.
I'm in Panama.
Of course. But you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Jhon
Out
and
from Colombia.
Andres. I know you're in Colombia. Yes. First of all, I'm really floored and touched. I don't know if touched is the right word, by your enthusiasm about this movie, because that when I read it, that's exactly how I felt. I thought it was a very honest and raw written script, and I thought it was very different. And that's what attracted me to it, other than I was a fan of Tonya's before she even gave it to me. And I just love your reaction to it. So I'm very excited about that. What is the difference? Other than I think what you just said, that it's visceral, it's raw, there's honesty in it, nobody's trying to hide anything. She's just putting it out there, and it's just so current. We got it before even our presidential elections, between Trump and Biden. So we really didn't even know the outcome of the election. But I just immediately said, this is a political horror story, which I thought immediately was very unusual. And I thought it was worthwhile to be a part of.
So, yo practicar hablar en español. No bueno mucho, pero ese, Red Pill es importante para mí porque dice verdad de negros, de inmigrantes, de muchas personas en todo el mundo. Es discriminación por policía, mujeres, homosexuales. Quiero decir historia de hoyos de mujer negro. Yo sabe verdad, pero jornal no dice verdad, dice lies in the news. Mentiras. Pentitas.
No, mentiras.
Mentiras, like mentiras en las journals es mentiras. Saber. Muchas personas no te gusta Red Pill porque es mucho verdad. I'm terrible. My Spanish is terrible.
No, you're wonderful. You're wonderful.
Hablas muy bonito.
Good. So good.
It's good. You told beautiful.
Yo quiero show, mirar is to look. Mostrar. Yo quiero personas mirar mujer blanco, responsabilidad en discriminación, en violencia de todo mundo. Mujeres blanco, white women are treated like they are special and they're princesses, but they are responsible for the violence in the world. They vote against their own interests and vote for Trump and we have a white woman on our Supreme Court who just voted to take away the autonomy of women's bodies. And so I wanted to talk to my community, which is women. Like women, we are responsible for what's going on. And the gang rape that happens to Luba's character is, to me, what taking away Roe v. Wade is. It is this raping of women and taking away their ability to be even human beings. It's slavery. And the fact that we have this white baby that they're trying to save and protect the white baby, and that they want to rule eternity. Those were the things I wanted to talk about. That is not correct para conversación público.
John, esto fue histórico. Yo después prometo traducirte lo que no, pero continúa. Hablas muy bonito, Tonya. You speak really beautiful this time.
Yo quiero, no solo, se me dio la tarea por investigar, porque sé que esta película no siempre se trata sobre la primera vez que habla sobre contra el racismo, contra lo que tiene que ver la historia de la esclavitud de Virginia desde 1619, lo que es la historia de todo, no solo en ese estado, sino en todo Estados Unidos. Pero yo recuerdo que siempre en varias partes, varias escenas, secuelas de algunas participaciones de ustedes, siempre han podido representar como la mujer empoderada respecto no solo al tema de las mujeres de color, sino también en defender también que nosotros, las personas, blancas, tenemos la oportunidad de también defender esa parte, porque yo me acuerdo que en American Dream, Tonya hizo una participación que tiene que ver con ese tema, y Luba tiene que ver con Sombras de Nueva York, que es sobre la delincuencia, también el racismo, sobre lo que es Estados Unidos. Entonces yo quiero preguntarles sobre cómo ha sido la evolución de representar este tema desde sus primeras apariciones en la actuación hasta el Red Pill. ¿Qué filosofía han podido aprender sobre esto?
Okay, getting shorter. First to Luba and then to Tonya. Okay, in this channel, we also study both your careers. We love both your careers, by the way. And Luba, getting back to the very, very early days of New York Undercover, and of course, Tonya, in your bad role in American Dream. Yes, how do you see, like, somehow not the evolution, but getting roles that talk about woman empowerment? Because John is right. It's not only this movie, no, and you also, Tonya, this movie is not only about one race. No. It's the struggle that all different aspects of the society deals in the US. So tell us, yes, going back to those early days in these empowered women roles, how do you see, like, yes, like the trail mark for the evolution to get into Red Pill?
Okay, I have to say, when I was younger, when I first entered the arts, my name, it was Luba Gregis. Gregis is my maiden name, and it's a very ethnic sounding name. And at the time when I had just started in the business, ethnicity was not popular, and I wanted to be more mainstream American, and I have to say I changed my name to sound more American and to be more mainstream. than Luba because it was just too ethnic sounding. Now you fast forward to my career today, and ethnicity and multiracial casting in our business is definitely much, much better than it was when I first started. And we're talking 30 plus years ago. It's just started, though. It still has a long way to go, but at least it's a beginning. So I do feel that the arts in particular are trying to make some changes in how just different ethnicities, race, are in casting and more opportunities. They are coming, and there are more opportunities. There need to be a hell of a lot more, but it's at least a start and it's beginning. So I definitely see a change, and that's all for the better good.
Tonya, and before I got to
Y
tell you,
y para mí, la mayoría de mis papeles eran prostitutos o drogáticos. Cuando salía poderoso en los espectáculos, siempre me describen como más débil. Hace Red Pill me permitió tener el control del poder, pero tenía que darme eso a mí mismo. Nadie me dio eso.
Esta película siempre me ha causado intereses sobre lo que es la estética de la película, la banda sonora. Entonces, ¿cómo fue no solo la realización de poder visualizar como un tema muy realista, sino también cuál fue ese aprendizaje que ustedes tuvieron al momento de, bueno, una vez estrenada la cinta, el impacto que fue en ciertos estados de los Estados Unidos, cómo fue el proceso, cómo fue el recibimiento y si fue de lo esperado?
para ambas.
Sí, para ambas.
Okay, from both of you, because we know that this movie, in all the movies, is a compendium of all the arts. How the public reacted to all the artistic, yes, like the art direction of the movie, the music from the movie. In some scenes, it's shocking, really, really shocking, but it's like a very beautiful, shocking way to showcase. So first Luba and then Tonya, how the people reacted to all the elements of the movie.
Wow. I think that's more Tanya's question. I've only really seen the movie once in front of a public audience up in Harlem in New York. So I think Tanya's probably witnessed more audience reaction of the film.
No.
No?
No, I saw it una vez contigo en Harlem y solamente no veo con
Oh, wow.
también. En Panamá, meses en marzo, otra persona, 40 personas en Panamá, pero después, no, antes, no. Yo sé horror porque puedes decir la verdad y la gente puede fingir su fantasía. Muchos críticos blancos odiaron la película. Mi compositor Tasso Iliosa fue brillante. In the final act with the Wagnerian, like the Hitlerian triumph for them through all of the Hitler and the Hirohito and Mussolini, that we were saying, this is not new, this is historia, this goes long through history all over the world, what we're talking about. It's not just America. En Estados Unidos, los términos elecciones intermedios, si van a la derecha, la democracia terminará para mi vida.
Yo quiero también no solo felicitar a Tonya, sino a Luba, porque mire, Luba, yo he visualizado su carrera tanto, no solo como actriz, sino como cantante, compositora, bailarina. Claro, tú has hecho varias protagonizaciones en Broadway, que obviamente saludamos a Jaime Lozano, que te admira demasiado, que acá estuvo en el canal.
Oh, Jaime.
Pero, o sea, yo quiero decirte cómo fue poder no solo personificar un rol que de la mujer es bastante importante en conocer un poco los aspectos de, como decir, los demonios de los personajes y más encajar de que, no sé, el editor es un genio. La edición se amolda a la música en tus escenas y es como decir, es como algo poético.
Es muy musical.
Es muy musical en el sentido de tu escena, de tu personaje, y Antonio, obviamente, felicitarla porque no es fácil tener esa edición en el árbol. Yo no voy a dar spoiler, pero en ese árbol, wow, ¿qué representación tiene este árbol? ¿Es algo bíblico o es algo, no sé?
Okay, first with Luba. Luba, yes, you didn't try. We both have watched your interviews, the interviews that you had made. Of course, we know your career as a singer, as a dancer, and in fact, yes, the amazing Jaime Lozano was here. I was almost crying because he's one of my heroes, and yes, he admired me. Yes, we see that your character is very musical in the way that you are the one that pull the strings, like understand all the people. In fact, and this is also a kudos from Tonya, the editing is so great that the music, that the movie is also like when you say hit the right notes, they got the rhythm, the flow. So yes, Luba, how do you see your character in a musical background? And Tonya, I know it's a spoiler, but yes, we want to know what is the meaning of that tree.
Yeah, it's a very tricky question because I've only seen the movie once, and when I was playing the character, there was no music while I was playing it, so I really can't answer or connect with the musical aspect in correlation with my character. It's interesting that you find her calming. My character is an immigrant from Serbia, where her family was totally extinguished during the war. So my character Amelia was a very a force to be reckoned with. Quite a I think the fact that you found her calm, I guess, is because I believe I've experienced worse in my own country than, so it prepared me for what I was experiencing in the movie. And so when all the things were starting to happen in the movie to me and my friends in the movie, I felt the most prepared in a sense, because I had experienced worse before. But I just knew how to handle it, and I guess that's maybe the calmness that you felt. Yeah.
Le dimos a Amelia el tema del superhéroe, el amor musicalmente. Me gustó el contraste y así darle la música powerful, sabiendo que lo peor venía es el punto y contrapunto que me gusta. The tree, first of all, for me, trees are like my family. And I just know I was a tree. In America, we just got an anti-lynching bill. Though we know that lynching still happens. And trees, these beautiful, powerful, spiritual beings were used for parties, but parties of the burning and carving off of the body parts and killing of people. And they were made into postcards, and they were sent around the world, and there were parties and people dressed up and brought their children to watch this savage thing happening. And so for me, I wanted to show you lynching the way it really is, in the horror. And instead of seeing white women smiling over a burning body, I wanted to see them screaming and crying, because it is a horror. It is not something that you look on like it's a party, fiesta. No.
Primero yo quiero preguntarte a ti, Tonya, que, bueno, ¿cuáles son tus últimos proyectos? Yo sé que El elefante en la habitación es bastante buena, que la verdad yo la espero, porque es algo no solo de la juventud, sino algo de poder salir de la zona de confort, que eso es lo importante en el filme. Y te pregunto a ti, Luba, ¿cuáles son tus próximos proyectos? Referente ya sea musical, de cine, nos tiene todos hypeados, porque yo sé que en IMDb todavía no hemos sabido cuáles son tus próximos pasos.
Y agregaré algo, porque hay un proyecto de Tonya aparte de ese, está en el high, ¿ok? As a final. First with Luba and then with Tonya. Luba, we are watching your IMDb and we are in high because yes, you can tell us something that we can see next in your career. This is the place. So tell us what your next project. And Tonya, I was adding something because yes, we are lying high with the elephant in the room, but also I know that we had to talk about women of the movement. So, what first, Luba, what is next in your career?
Well, I'm currently in a musical on Broadway called Girl from the North Country, and we were just nominated for 7 Tony Awards. So what's coming up is we're rehearsing for the Tony Awards, which are going to be telecast on June 12th. So that's what I'm doing now and what we're working towards. And we've extended our run yet another week. So after the show, I believe I'm going to be working with my husband on an album. My husband is Ruben Blades, and we've been talking about recording an album together. We've been talking about it for many years. So we're in the process of selecting some material for that. So as soon as Girl from the North Country finishes, I'm going to start working on this album with Ruben.
Tonya, before you answer, 2 things. I always tell Jhon that because Jhon sometimes asks me, man, what is the next thing that this channel needs to tell? And I was, because we are Latinos, and you know that the Tony sometimes is it's a thing that we as Latinos don't know, like the Colombian people. But I was like, man, we need to talk about Broadway, the Tonys, and you are the first person that tell about.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, the Tonys are like the Oscars of film or the Grammys of music. So Tonys maybe aren't always as the most popular, but they're really a big deal for Broadway and for theater.
And second, thank God you mentioned.
And Tonya is a Tony Award winner as well.
Yes, and we are glad that you mentioned that, because we wanted the space to talk about. And then second, because I had to tell you, of course, we are so glad that you tell about the album that you will make with Ruben Blades. We are Colombian. Ruben Blades is an idol. Ruben Blades here, you know that Colombia is a country of salsa, Cali, the salsa, and Ruben Blades here is an idol. He's one of my role models. And we love salsa, we love histories, we love music with content. So please you can tell him that in this little Colombian channel, we admire him. Please. And we are waiting for the album.
Absolutamente.
Y felicitarla pues obviamente por el álbum de Triangle de Luba, que es una excelente combinación de música, increíble.
And yes, congratulations for Triangle, your album.
Gracias.
Yes. And Tonya, please, what is next? What we can wait?
I was just in a series about lynching Emmett Till, who was lynched, and that was called Women of the Movement. And so we're in being considered for the Emmy Award, which is the award for television. So right now, for the next couple of months, is the campaigning for hopefully getting an Emmy nomination for my work as Emmett Till's grandmother in a 6-part series that was on ABC and Hulu. And I also play someone's mother on a Star series called Run the World. And I'll be singing at Little Island, which is a new outdoor venue in Manhattan for June 19th. So like the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th of June, I'll be singing outdoors in New York. And then one last thing, I'm working on a documentary sort of tracing my own ancestry as a child who grew up with civil rights and taking myself all the way to Egypt to learn about how 4,600 years ago, the Egyptians were traveling in boats over to South America and Central America, and the exchange between them, and how that history has been erased from my education as an American. And so I'm making a documentary about that.
Before we end, Tonya, as a writer, as a published writer, a small book in my city, I had to congratulate you because knowing that Red Pill is your novel and then your screenplay, no, Jhon, felicitémoslas.
Oh, bravo. You know, now I have to have my book translated into Spanish because I wrote a book about Red Pill called Red Pill Unmasked that tells all the symbols and the history and the politics and what everything means and what was going on during the making of it. And it's on Audible. People can listen in English, but it's also available like at Barnes and Noble.
La píldora roja en español.
Red Pill Unmasked.
I want to add one more thing too. I think the really special, very special thing about Red Pill is it's Tonya's creation. This woman has written, directed, produced, and starred in this movie, and it's her first time around directing a movie. And I just found it extremely inspiring to watch her really attack this project. I mean, it was just inspirational is what I have to say. And I think it was a tremendous thing that she did. And I'm just really proud to be a part of it.
Thank you. And one last thing, there's a game. There's a Red Pill Juego on the website. You can go on the website and play the Red Pill game. It takes place in the future when the Red Pills have won and everyone is a slave. And when you come into the game, you have the chance to see if you can survive the Red Pills, be recruited, or destroy the Red Pills, or die.
Cheros de Lean. I
Who
want to play
created this?
I love video games.
Yeah, it's a narrative game. It's on the website, on the Red Pill site. I hired somebody to make a game. Jaime Andrés, ¿cómo estás? Mucho gusto. Soy Tonya, canal de Jhon. Bueno, please watch Red Pill on Amazon, Vudu, Fandango, Xfinity, DirecTV, soon Tubi. Listen to the book Red Pill Unmasked on Audible, or you can buy it on Barnes and Noble. And the game, the Red Pill game. So follow us. There's also a whole YouTube channel with interviews with the cast, the question and answers with the cast. Lots of interviews, the Red Pilling of America. We put out lots of content every week, and it's been such a pleasure to be on the show with you, Andrés and Jhon. Mucho gusto, Canal Jhon. Gracias.
Thank you for having Tonya and I on your channel, on your cable channel, and please check out the Red Pill on all the digital channels available. which Tonya just mentioned. I don't know all of them, but I know there's Amazon. And as she had mentioned, this red pill, this game sounds really terrific. So I guess it's Barnes and Noble as well, and many digital channels. Check it out.
It's on the Red Pill, the website, www.redpillmovie2020.com or redpillmovie.com. And it just says play the game, because we're in Red Pill 2.0 right now.
Yes.
So if I can go into the chat, we're at Red Pill 2.0.
And I hope we can tell you that in 2 weeks we change the future of our country, or we're still stunned. Oh, Colombia, please.
May it be so.
Maybe. John, ¿qué vas a decirles?
No.
Estoy.
Yeah, good luck. All the best in Colombia.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
ojalá que sí. No, yo quiero felicitarla. Muchas gracias por la oportunidad. Gracias a Charlie por la oportunidad, Manuel Releasing, Samera Entertainment, y bueno, felicitarlas y bueno, es lo mejor para ustedes.
Lo mejor,
Okay.
the best for
Igualmente.
all of you. Bye bye, ciao.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
Luba, Antonia.
Thank you, Luba.
Bless you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
bye.
Pleasure.
Gracias.
A pleasure.
Mucho gusto.
Bye.